This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
It's Oh Behave with Arden Moore, the show that teaches you how to have harmony in the household with your pets. Join Arden as she travels coast to coast to help millions better understand why cats and dogs do what they do. Get the latest scoop on famous faces, their perfectly pampered pets, and who's walking who in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails. Garner great pet tips and have a doggone fur-flying fun time. So get ready for the pause and applause as we unleash your Oh Behave host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
What is up, pet pals? Welcome to the Oh Behave show. And as you can tell from the lower voice, I am not your host, Arden Moore. I am Mark Winter, executive producer of Pet Life Radio. This is a special episode because I am your guest host for the week, like I'm on Jimmy Kimmel. And my guest this week is host of the show, Arden Moore. And as you know, Arden's been hosting the Oh Behave show since 2007. And it is the longest running weekly pet podcast on the planet. And that's a lot of P's, Arden. Today, we're spotlighting Arden's other passion, which is helping people save pet lives. And for 15 years, Arden's been conducting veterinarian-approved pet first aid CPR classes. And she teaches pet parents and pet professionals all over the world. So please join me in welcoming, you know her, you love her. It's Arden Moore. Welcome, Arden.
Oh my gosh. Pause up to you, Mark Winter. I mean, this is a first in our years of being a tag team for you to be the host of my show for this segment. And I say it's long overdue. And welcome to you, Mark, for being behind the mic instead of always behind all the gadgets getting things done. So thank you for being my stand-in host. Move over, Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, well, you know, it gives me something to do because, like, I'm in Florida, but it's like really cold here today. I'm sure where you are. I'm sure where you are,
sunshine.
It's like, yeah, I know. I'm sure where you are, it's like frigid. But you know, this week it's going to be like 20 degrees in Orlando. Like
that's unheard of.
Mickey's going to freeze his tail off.
Well, I'm in Dallas, and we've had some freezes. We've had to drip our faucets, and yesterday I decided to try to take garbage out, and I fell on my caboose. And because the whole front yard was ice. And guess what? My neighbor's a doctor, and he was driving slowly by. Is there a doctor in the neighborhood? Yeah. And he helped me up and everything. All is good, just a bruised butt and a bruised ego. But, you know, just like with pets, accidents can happen anytime, anywhere.
That's right. And that brings us to today's topic, because you never know what can happen with your pets outside or inside or wherever you are. And you're going to tell us all about pet first aid, because you're the founder of Pet First Aid for You. And but first, we have to take a commercial break. So sit, stay. We'll be right back.
Time for a pause. 4 furry ones, actually. Sit and stay. Oh Behave will be right back.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There is no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms. And our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, Odyssey, TuneIn, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com. Oh Behave is back with more tail-wagging ways to achieve harmony in the household with your pets. Now back to your fetching host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome back to the Oh Behave show on Pet Life Radio. I am your guest host, Mark Winter, and as mentioned, our special guest is our show host, Arden Moore. Welcome, Arden.
Hey, Mark. You're my radio husband. It's so nice. We have been tag teaming episodes since 2007, and I'm proud that we are the largest most listened to pet podcast on pets. So we make a pretty good duo.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm actually hosting a show. And
It is.
it's 19 years. And this is like the first time.
It was due. You were due. You were due.
All right. So let's talk about pet first aid. That's why we're here. So tell us why you decided to become a master instructor in pet first aid and CPR.
Well, like you, I love pets. And like all of you tuning in, sometimes happens. And I've spent the last 20 plus years in the pet industry and getting my skills honed in pet behavior. But I realized there was a missing big piece, and that was, what skills do I need to give to help a dog or a cat who might get injured? And I've been very blessed. I have a tag team of over a dozen ER and critical care veterinarians. They are my advisors. And in 2011, I launched Pet First Aid for You. It's the number 4 and the letter U. And everything we teach, Mark, is veterinary approved. And we always, always work with our advisors so that what we're teaching all of you out there, whether you're a pet parent or a pet professional, is the latest in pet first aid and CPR. And I just think that helping pets is not a bad calling. And so I tell people the whole definition of pet first aid is we're that life-saving bridge between the uh-oh and the veterinary clinic. So in our classes, it's very hands-on, it's very practical, but we teach you what to do on the scene, how to act, how to behave, and how to get that pet to the vet safely. So I know how to stay in my lane. And so to me, it's an honor to be able to help others know what to do when happens.
And when you're teaching these classes, you're not like just standing up there, boring lectures so people are like falling asleep. No, you do it like really differently. You have 4-legged assistants. You have like my buddies.
Yes, I do. Your niece and nephew. Yes, yes.
Tell us about them.
Well, let's talk about it. Nobody wants death by PowerPoint. Come on. Nobody wants a person to stand up in front of you and read every word that's on a slide. That puts you in snooze land. This is very interactive. We do have a lot of fun puns that help people remember. But I would say what really makes Pet First Aid for You stand out is my standout 4-legged teaching team. I have Pet Safety Cat Casey. He is an orange tabby. He is a certified therapy cat. He has an opinion on everything. He purrs like a diesel engine. He walks on a leash. He has been to 18 states, Mark, by car and by plane.
I think that's more
helping
than
me teach safety and behavior. And then I have the sweetest terrier on the planet. Her name is Kona, nickname Ice Cream Kona. And she is also a therapy dog, so she's very well mannered. And we are now training a third, and that is Nova Six Toes. She is a recent adoption we have. She's about 23 pounds, 20 different dog breeds. And Mark, she has 6, count them, 6 toes on each back paw. There should only be 4. And so she is in dog training classes, and she's helping us in classes. So I think what makes us stand out is we're actually showing you how to wrap a wound on a real dog and a cat and deal with the Heimlich and all these other things on a real cat. I mean, what do you think of that, rather than just always stuffed demo dogs?
No, it's great. How do you train them to do that? Like
bribe them?
To let you, do all these things to them in front of like a whole bunch of people. And how do you make them do that?
Well, I did write the cat behavior answer book and the dog behavior answer book, and I get to work with a lot of leading behaviorists. I am a fear-free certified speaker, and what I do every day in every way is to make my pets feel safe. That's number 1, and then welcomed. And so with Kona, Casey, and now Nova, they smell my emotional state. And so I am calm around others. And they get a lot of great grade A level treats during class. And they love people. So when we're on a walk and all that, I'm always honing their skills. They have to sit and stay. And then a person comes up and says, "May I pet Kona?" And they do. So they have been adored by people, tall, short, all over, different kinds of ages, you name it, people. And that has built in their level of acceptance for all people. I mean, it's kind of cool. We just went into the Barking Hound Village. It's a big doggy daycare here in the Dallas area. And I took Kona off her leash. Everybody's in their seat. And I said, Kona, go say hi. And I'm not kidding. For all 10 people in that class, Kona went up to each one and let them say hi to her one-on-one. And then I released the cat. So Casey's on a harness and leash, and he walks on top of the table, and he does a sit and high five to everybody in class. What do you think of that?
That's good. So he's not like a diva saying, I'm going into my trailer now.
Oh, no. He says, I'm here. Look at me. Look at me. So I feel blessed. They're both a pair of shelter alums. I got Kona when she was about a year old, and I got Casey when he was about 5 months old. And they are living proof that you can get great, great companions from shelters.
And it's good. They must love that. They have a purpose in life, not just to sit around eating like my cats, eating and sleeping.
Well, like I have another dog, Emma, and she's like, no, I'm staying home on the couch. You guys go save lives. So I have to, for everybody out there, not every pet is a safety dog or a safety cat, and you have to respect that. My dog, Kona, loves to play fetch, but my previous dog, Chipper, was a surfer. Kona says, I'm not going in the water. Don't put me on a board. So, I say be true to the pet's wants and what they feel comfortable doing. And I'm just blessed that I have now 3 that want to be in my first aid classes.
Yeah, they must love the attention.
They do.
So why is it important that pet parents and pet professionals learn first aid? I mean, obviously it's a good thing to know, but why is it important that they do this?
Well, let's talk numbers. If something happens to your dog or cat, and let's say, I know you love your kitty cat, Dennis, and let's say Dennis put something in his mouth and he started choking, and then he passed out. To be able to know how to do one-handed kitty CPR could be the difference in saving Dennis's life, because every minute the heart has stopped beating, the chance of you, a dog or a cat, surviving actually goes down 10%. So we don't make our classes scary. We make them fun and engaging and interactive. But we want you as a pet parent and as a pet professional, like you're a pet sitter, boarding, grooming, vet tech, you name it. We want you to know what to do when something bad happens to safely get that pet to the vet. So I think one of the best gifts any of us can give our pets is to know what to do and what not to do in a pet emergency. And that's what we do in our classes.
All right. So like Arden, if we decide to go away for the weekend and we have somebody, a friend, a neighbor watching our pets, and something like this happens, and they haven't taken a pet first aid course and they don't know what to do, is there a number or a Zoom or something or an app, something that they can do to get a live person to help them save your pet's life?
Absolutely. The one thing we recommend for all of our students is, please, whoever's going to be caring for your pet while you're out, provide them with the name of your veterinarian clinic, but also the nearest ER veterinary clinic, so they have it right there. But they also, if you saw Dennis or Charlotte eat something and you think it was toxic, you can call the ASPCA Poison Control Hotline. It is staffed 24/7 by veterinary toxicologists. Third, now there are more and more options to be able to get a veterinarian online through telehealth veterinary services. Yeah, there is a charge, but you can't put a price on saving a pet's life. So I would definitely urge all of you out there is to give the number of the ASPCA Poison Control Hotline, your vet clinic, and the local nearest ER vet, and let them know how they can get on a telehealth call. I myself have tons of safety videos out there on YouTube, and in my courses, we can talk about my options in a minute, but I want you to know that you do have resources available quickly.
Yeah, that's great to know. And we're going to find out more about the classes you teach and all the other stuff that you do right after this commercial break. So sit, stay, we'll be right back.
time for a walk on the red carpet, of course. Oh Behave will be back in a flash right after these messages.
Oh, sure. It's all fun and games until someone ends up in a cone. That's right. We are animals. Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi there, I'm Kate Walston. I hope you're going to tune in and listen to Oh Behave on Pet Life Radio with Arden Moore, because she's a delight.
We're back from the lot. Just checked the paper and we had a record showing at the box. The letterbox, that is. Now back to Oh Behave. Here's Arden.
Welcome back to the O Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I am not Arden Moore. I am Mark Winter, executive producer of Pet Life Radio, but I am interviewing Arden Moore, so she is here. And we're going to talk about the Pet First Aid for You classes that are offered like everywhere.
Well, my last name is Moore. Come on, Mark. I got to give it to everybody, right? So in 2025, we made a big decision, and that was we have for years offered our Pet First Aid for You courses in person when it's geographically feasible and interactive Zoom. And we have taught people through those two options in Cairo, Egypt, Mark, New Zealand. We've taught a bunch of self-proclaimed crazy loving cat people in Greece who took the class in the middle of the night on their time zone, and they all showed up on the Zoom call wearing cat pajamas.
So that's literally the cat's pajamas.
But I realized I'm missing more of us out there that have pets or care for pets. So we now added a third option. Anyone, anywhere, anytime can now take Pet First Aid for You courses through our self-paced online program. And we did 2 courses, and they feature, the first one is the cat and dog course, and it features Casey and Kona. And then I know there's a lot of people out there who have cats. And we did a separate cat-only class featuring Casey, who's quite humorous in the production. And we made it fun. I mean, I'm trying to show everybody on camera while we're filming how to do the kitty Heimlich in case a kitty chokes on something, Mark. And Casey looks up at me and he yawns on camera. And I'm like, am I boring you, Casey? And he says, well, I've kind of done this a lot of times. And then I say, well, but there are people out there right now taking our course who've never done the kitty Heimlich. We got to help them, okay? And he just has this look on his face like, okay, that's reasonable. That's a reasonable request. So you will find this self-paced course to have some energy, some personality, a little humor, and definitely hands-on with a real dog or a real cat. So we're very happy that we launched that third option.
Can you use any of these techniques if you have a pet that's not a dog or a cat, if you have a pet pig or a chicken or a horse? I mean, will these techniques be helpful, or do these animals have a completely different physiology?
You know, I have to be careful because I know cats and dogs. I would have to yield to the veterinarians, but we do have some interest in, ready for it, rabbit first aid. So we're going to hop into that maybe down the road. But if I did anything like that, I would always team up with an expert. There is a lot of people interested in horse equine first aid. And what was the other one? Pig. Yeah, pet pig. You know, there is some similarities in the physiologies of pigs, horses, and rabbits to cats and dogs, but there are some distinct differences. So before I start offering a whole farm program, I would definitely team up with an expert with that species. And just to give you an example, I love cats and dogs, but they are not the same. They're not built the same. And one real big example is if you suspect your dog or your cat ate a poison and you're miles away from a veterinary clinic, maybe you're doing a vacation with your dog or your cat, and you need to get that poison out. Well, for dogs, you could call a veterinarian like Poison Control Hotline, and they would guide you how to give them hydrogen peroxide in the mouth to make them hurl. But you never give hydrogen peroxide to a cat because of the way they're built. You will cause more harm. So you would have to maybe monitor their breathing, but you are not giving them hydrogen peroxide. You are getting them to the nearest veterinarian as safely as possible. So in our classes, we do make a distinction. There are some things you do on a dog you never do on a cat. There's some things you do on a cat you never do on a dog. So we're really trying to educate our teams.
I want to know about my favorite thing is MacGyver tips. I want to know about that. That sounds like it's fun.
It is. It's basically hacks, things you can do when you don't have a pet first aid kit handy. Because no one of us, do you go everywhere with a pet first aid kit in your hand? Do you wear it like a pendant, Mark?
No. People would think I'm weird.
I'm betting you have socks.
Well, I'm in Florida, so I don't wear them.
Okay, well, pretend you do.
But it's cold this week, so let's say I do.
Yeah, and sometimes you may have a sweatshirt or a hooded sweatshirt that has drawstrings. For those that have dogs, you have a leash handy. You do bathe, so you have a towel. So I created a whole line of what to do, things you can grab around you to render aid on the scene to a pet using everyday household items. So let me give you an example. If your dog or cat came up lame and was not putting a lot of weight on a paw, if there's no bone breaking through the skin, which is a open or compound fracture, you definitely want to splint that because you don't want them to put more weight on that leg because they could cause more structural damage en route to the vet. So in our classes, MacGyver is a concept I created, which is how to just look around and use things to be able to help a pet en route to the vet. So if you have bubble wrap, if you have a washcloth, we put something soft around the leg. Then the second layer has to be something stiff to keep the ankle and the elbow joint from moving. So that's where you have, I don't know, do you have emery boards, popsicle sticks, ink pens, something stiff, and you put them on front and back or side to side. And then the third layer, you got to keep it all together. You can take a bandana, you can take a nylon leash, and you put it all together. And you just made a MacGyver splint on a pet. And if you have a big dog and you need to help get that dog into the car, you can take a 6-foot leash or one of your drawstrings from your hoodie or a long athletic sock and roll it in a bath towel. And now you have what looks like a pool noodle and you put it under the armpits of that dog with the leash ends you hold above, and you can guide the dog without hurting them into the car. What do you think of that?
In Florida, we might not have a hoodie, but we might have a bathing suit with a drawstring. So you could use that drawstring and you might lose your bathing suit, but you'll save your dog. That's great. What if your dog's in pain and he's not being cooperative?
Yes. We say practice keeps you from getting bit. So we encourage in our Pet First Aid for You classes that you do one-on-one little mini sessions, not with all the other dogs or kids in the household. And you give really good rewards, grade A level treats. So you're conditioning that pet that when you practice putting on a makeshift muzzle using a leash to keep me from biting you, when you take that leash off, you get a treat. You speak in a calm voice. Never, never, ever baby talk an injured pet. Never, ever, ever apologize to an injured pet because they smell your emotional state and they're like, oh man, can I have a human that knows what they're doing? This one's not going to do it. Say things like, Dennis, I gotcha. I'm here for you, Charlotte. Everything's going to be okay, Molly. Never go, oh, I thought I'm going to help you, because then they're more apt to be protecting themselves and try to bite you. In our classes, we do show you how to properly approach an injured dog or cat. And you're going to love this. I have Kona on the demo table facing me, and I say, never face an injured dog, because it's like the doggy De Niro. You're talking to me, I'm talking to you. You're talking to me, I'm talking to you. You're going to get bit. So you always get behind the pet and you control the head, you control the bite. So we do things like that, Mark.
And you always say, panic later, but when it's happening, you have
freak
to slow
out. Yeah,
down.
we tell everybody, you have permission to freak out later. And that's important. I talk with a lot of first responders who take my classes. By the way, I also teach a 2-day course for people to become instructors through Pro Pet Hero. And we have now trained, are you ready for it? I have trained over 500 people certified as pet first aid CPR instructors. So Arden's Army is out there. And these first responders, they have taught me to teach others what to do when something happens. And freaking out later is really important. But you need to look, listen, smell, safely touch, assess the scene, and approach with confidence and calm. What do you think?
No, that's great. Let's say I'm in the dog park and my dog steps on something sharp and now their paw is bleeding. What do I do?
Panic. No, I'm just kidding. The first thing I would do is get that pet up and out of the dog park because other pets could get to that dog. And there are some dogs that smell weakness, and that could engage a little bit of them being a bully. But get them out. If you have to do a makeshift muzzle on your pet, that's fine. But you want to look at that paw. You have water. I am hoping you always have water on you. You can pour the water on the wound to assess. And I always keep a spare sock in my car because I don't know about you doing laundry, but I wash my 2 pair of white socks, right? They go in the wash. Then I put them in the dryer. And then I pull everything out of the dryer. Where did one of those socks go? Did it go to sock heaven? I don't know.
They're in the sock lounge.
Yeah, sock lounge, yeah.
And, eventually all the socks go to the lounge and they hook up later. But at the moment, I don't know. They disappear. I don't know where they go.
So take that orphaned white sock and you can use that to put over the paw that's injured. And you can then take a spare poop bag and tie it in place and get the pet to the vet. Always call ahead. That's another big thing. Always let them know you're coming. Never show up to a vet clinic with an emergency because every minute counts and they will be ready for you when you come. They may even give you some extra guidance tips.
You should have the emergency vet and the regular vet, their phone numbers in your phone. Already ready to press, and maybe even in your GPS have everything pre-planned.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. So tell us about CPR, because that's really important.
Yeah.
How do you teach it so people remember it?
Yeah. Well, we don't want you to feel scared when you're in class. And when you get scared, your brain freezes, right? So in the segment where I'm teaching how to do chest compressions and rescue breaths, I make it a little fun and I let them talk. And one of the things I came up with is when a dog or cat collapses, most human beings have no idea where to find a heartbeat or a pulse. Now, if I asked you, Mark, show me on your body how to find a pulse, you would go where?
Right. You go to your neck or you go to your wrist.
Yeah. But most people have no clue that actually on a dog or a cat, the strongest beat to find is inside the hind leg on the femoral artery. But dogs and cats have teeth and claws. So if they pass out, you need to approach the CPR with your belly to their back. So you're protecting yourself. And you always want to have the hand by the head ready to lay down across their head and their neck in case they have a startled awake and you keep yourself from getting bit. So you always use the hand to do the compressions that's closer to the butt end of the pet. So if the dog flops on their left or flops on their right, it doesn't matter because Arden has this rhyme for you. And it is, the hand that does the pump is closest to the rump. What do you think of that rhyme?
I think that's easy to remember.
Yeah.
I think if something happened, that would be the first thing I would remember.
Yeah. And I've had many people send me testimonials that I was in their head when their pet collapsed or their pet got a really bad arterial bleed or they got really, really cold or they got really, really hot. And I have all these little fun phrases I use in class so that they remember when a pet is really, really hot. You never give them ice cubes. You never give them a pack of frozen peas because the body is so hot when they meet the very opposite cold, it's like a cymbal crash and they could go into shock. So you use cool water. And as I say, with apologies to Vanilla Ice, ice, not nice, baby. And so everybody in class is saying that, and it's meant to stick in your head. so you won't reach for that bag of ice cubes.
I remember you told me that you actually saved a couple pets doing these techniques.
I've actually done CPR 5 times, Mark, and I have saved 3 pets. One of them was my sister's dog, Maddie, Bichon Frise mix, who got into everything. She got into a container of dental floss, those little square things, and crushed it. I was at my sister's house, and it got into her throat, and she started gagging, and I heard this coughing noise because I was in the back of the house. And by the time I got into the living room, I saw her collapsed on the ground. It was a nice day. They have a fenced backyard, so we got the other 2 dogs out of the house. And I was able to find the metal clip. It hadn't fallen completely down, but I removed it all, and she wasn't breathing. And I did CPR. And within about a minute and a half, she woke up.
Oh, wow.
Now, I'm going to tell everybody, when a pet who passes out, there's different ways they wake up. Some of them are like, what? Everything okay? Did I miss anything? Others are like tired or yawny or a little withdrawn. Manny was like, what? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? I'm like, permission to freak out later. So I gathered all the stuff I extracted from her mouth. I called the Allen Veterinary Clinic. This is in Texas. Brought the very happy Maddie, who was tethered in the back seat. I'm like, permission to freak out later. And they did x-rays. They did a physical assessment, and she was fine. But the point is, any pet, anytime can have an uh-oh. And I was glad that I happened to be at my sister's house when that happened, because she would have passed.
Yeah. It's a good thing there's a pet professional on scene.
It's kind of fun because, when you tell people your different occupations, when you say you teach pet first aid, it seems to engage everyone. You're not selling insurance, or you're not doing an HR talk. Apologies to those professions that they're hard workers, but I'm so glad I teach pet first aid.
Yeah, it's definitely a lifesaver. What else should we know? What else could you tell us?
Well, I hope people will check out Pet First Aid for You. And it's Pet First Aid, the number 4, the letter U. And you will get on the homepage 3 options that work for you: in person, interactive Zoom, or a self-paced course. You complete it, you get a 2-year veterinary approved certificate. Tell your friends. We teach a lot of pet sitters and boarding staffs. We're teaching 18 people this weekend. It's a pet sitting company near where I am. And she said, I've been wanting to take your class forever. So we're going to bring our team, Casey and Kona, and we're going to get that whole company certified. For someone like you, you're a pet parent. Wouldn't it be nice to know that the pet boarding or the pet sitting company that's caring for your kitties actually is certified in first aid?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of peace of mind does that give you, Mark?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying before. If you have a neighbor or someone, they don't know pet first aid, you always have that in the back of your mind. Like, what if something happens? They're not going to know what to do.
That's right. And we make our classes fun. They get to do things. We're having them wrap a wound, do a splint, do CPR, deal with choking. So you're not sitting in a class listening to me talk at you. We are engaged, and it's an experience. And you remember phrases that I teach you, and it's kind of fun. You should, everybody, give it a whirl. Now we have 3 ways for you to do it.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking this class. So everyone else should too.
All right. And I like that we also focus not only just dogs, but also cats. And I think that also sets us apart. So, thank you, Casey, Pet Safety Cat Casey.
Especially cats, because they're really a lot more difficult than a dog.
Yeah. We show you how to wrangle an injured cat.
Not easy to wrangle a regular one. So imagine if they're injured. Okay, well, I guess we've learned a lot about pet first aid. So thank you for being on your own show. And I'm sure you'll be back.
I hope so. And everybody give a shout out to Mark Winter. He is the executive producer of Pet Life Radio. We are the largest pet radio network on the planet. And he has dedicated his life to getting great shows for you on all different kinds of topics. And so we've been doing this since 2007. We're getting ready. We got to do something fun for our 20th anniversary.
I know. I don't know what. We'll have a pet party. So until next time, this is not your flea-free host, and I don't have any fleas either. But this is your flea-free guest host, Mark Winter, delivering just 2 words to all you 2, 3, and 4-leggers out there. Oh, behave.
Coast to coast and around the world, it's Oh Behave with Arden Moore. Find out why cats and dogs do the things they do and get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get great tail-wagging pet tips and have a fur-flying fun time. All Behave with America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore. Every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.